Namaskar. Salam Sajatra. Dear friends, I hope you're enjoying the episodes of the oral history of Indian diaspora in Indonesia. In the sixth episode, we feature a very inspiring woman, Srimati Shanti Seshadri. In this episode, you will see how a young woman from a small town in Tamil Nadu comes to Indonesia and then, through her grit and determination, starts playing a leadership role in the community. Srimati Shanti Seshadri was still very recently the president of the India Club. She infused vital energy into the club. Furthermore, in this episode, you will see how she overcame personal tragedy to continue living a life of leadership and community service. Shanti ji is an example for the community. A woman leader, a leader of the community, she had inspired many people to come forward and play leadership roles. We pay tribute to Srimati Shanti Seshadri for her community work in Indonesia and the way she has brought together people from different walks of life and from different groups to India Club and its activities. So friends, let's enjoy this episode featuring Srimati Shanti Seshadri.
Namaste Shantiji. Welcome to the sixth episode of Oral History of Indian Diaspora in Indonesia. Thank you for joining us. Let's start with where you come from in India.
Yeah, I'm actually thanks for coming and doing this, Bipit. So I'm very overwhelmed by this, and I'm coming from India. I mean, it's a small town between Chennai and Bangalore. It's called Vellore. Now it is famous because now VIT is there. Before, no one knows. Everybody knows because it's a Katpadi junction will come in between Bangalore and Chennai. So it is like a township where I grew up, but there are good schools and colleges. I studied in Auxilium College, Christian institution, and my brothers also did in Don Bosco. And it was like a community is very good. Lot of business people, Nadas, Chettiars, and so many. Trading, mostly trading were very good. And so mine is a very, I should say like a religious family, but not conservative.
Nice.
And they are very open-minded. But I grew up without any, for me, like Bangalore is a very foreign country kind of, because I'm not exposed to anything else other than Vellore and township and the school and the colleges, and how my father is a strict father, but very disciplined. He grew up, and my mom is a social worker in those days. She's the, member of Panchayat Union.
Wow.
And I'm talking about, when she was like 60s and 70s, she's the, member of the school, our school also, one of the lady member, and also in our brother's school. So she was very, dynamic lady.
Sure.
And she wants to, help people without much help. At least here we have a lot of help. Without any help, she used to bring vegetables for all the friends from there. And she will, for delivery or any help, she used to go with them. And she was playing in ladies club. There was a ladies club there, recreation club. She was playing table tennis, tennis court, everything. And she is the, inspiration for me. And so many things she used to do in those days. So socially also, she was just organizing so many drama programs for building a temple there. So all these things inspired me.
How about your father? What did he?
Father was in electricity board. He was working there, very near to my house.
Sure.
He built a house in that Katpadi township before he got married. Then he got married, and then he was just settling us, all of us.
Sure.
And four, we are two brothers and one sister, 1 year apart. So it was in the initial stages, it was difficult for them to bring us up, but we are very good kids, I think. So it was not a problem. And we are middle class family, I should say, like, and then going and coming and father. And he wanted like 8 o'clock food means night 8. And morning you have to get up, particularly this time. Not like you're not allowed for going for movies, unnecessary music, hot time, nothing like that. So we were so into timing. That I still have that. If it is have to go somewhere, 6:30 means I get tense. I have to be there like that. And I just try to be punctual and disciplined with all our kids and grandkids also, right? But it is working good. That
Right.
is father's training only. And whatever you do, you have to do with full heartedly. Like
Yeah.
even it can be a very, very normal work, but you have to give full commitment to that. That is also I learned from
True.
them.
True. So when and how did Indonesia happen to you? Which year did you come and how did this happen?
Yeah, actually, we were in Africa before coming to Indonesia. Seshadri was in World Bank Sugar Project. After my marriage, I got married in 85 and then went there. And after coming back, India, it is not suiting for him. So when somebody from the Bakri group, the presenter group, he just came and visited Shesha just met my brothers. My brother said, we are all from here. We don't, but my brother-in-law is available. He can just, come to Jakarta. We don't even know what is Jakarta. Even in geography, before we would have studied, I think we were looking at the map. What is Indonesia? Where is Indonesia? It is like that we came in 1992.
1990.
92, he joined with a group here. And Mr. Nalin was there for Sheshadri to.
So this
get
is
him trained.
Bakri group.
This is Bakri group. From the day one till now, he's in the same group.
Very nice.
Same group with them. 33 years now. So I came in 1992 to Jakarta with all as usual, without knowing anything about this place, with the two kids. My elder one was 6 years. My daughter was 2 years and coming. And it was completely contrast to Africa. Africa, it is very, very underdeveloped. And Indonesia, that time, Jakarta was very developed when
Compared to Africa.
compared to our India also.
Okay.
India now we can't compare. I'm talking about 1992. Here, if you see the Sanayan Mall or Pondakinda Mall and Pasaraya and different malls, we were looking like, oh wow, such a big mall and such a big things. And the grocery shopping itself, how we get the fruits and everything. So we used to go and look at the fruits, how it is arranged here. So it is totally different from India. So we were also happy because we were not getting so many things in Africa like coconut water and so many vegetables and ginger and to say lot of vegetables. But after seeing that, we were all thinking, and I never had any South Indian friend in Africa. Here after coming, only South Indians. I do like it was as though I'm living in some Agraharam in India, in Chennai. It was like that. So many people and so many South Indians were here.
Sure.
But it was not like as you think, malls and everything, roads clean, everything one part. But it was very difficult for us to settle in because of the language. See, now, some people, they know a little bit of English language and everything. They can Google Translate is there, anything, they can do it. But that time, we just hire a maid. They will say something. We don't know what to answer. We used to cry. As we cry. Then I called the, secretary from Sheshadri's office to ask her what is she telling. So the translation was very hard. So we said, okay, we need to learn the language within I think 2-3 months. We were trying to just get the language first. Then only you are able to do with the maids or do for some shopping and everything. So the currency also, even though now it is too much, 60 there, that one's 1,000 rupiah, 2,000 rupiah. Nice to hear, no? $1.
Yeah.
But that itself is 35,000 rupiah. Somebody says, we don't even know whether it is very cheap or too much. So we used to spend so much money for buying something which should be very expensive. Sometimes we will be very cheap also. We think that it is more. So the conversion and no, you are coming from India, we always convert into some.
Yes.
So we all friends, we will talk. This means like that. 2,000 means it is 100 rupees. Like that time, 2,000 rupiah was like
100 rupees. Yeah.
So all those things, it was taking some time. By the time one maid will go, one maid will come like that. And with the children to settling into the school was taking time. The friends, there were a lot of people, but we were not given proper information about Jakarta, where to give, what to get, nothing. And also there are different groups. they were not including us in any group because we are all newcomers that time.
Yeah.
So there were established groups that time, and so we are not in any group now. So that time itself, I was very young, I think 27, 28, I came to Jakarta. And I said, why not I make a group with all the newcomers
Yeah.
so that it will be easy we don't
Yeah.
feel
Left,
left out.
Yeah.
So I just made a group in those, first celebrated the Diwali here
Yeah.
with all the newcomers who came in 91 and 92.
Nice.
So it was a
Very
great time getting to know a lot of people.
Sure.
But every month and every 2-3 months, if you see, and we were getting to know many people in Jakarta, and traffic was not that bad that time. So going to that side of Menteng or Kuningan was hardly taking 20 minutes like that.
Sure.
So not having so many drivers or cars like now, but dropping Sheshadri, coming back here, and all those things were happening. And the very next year, that is after I come in 92, 93, Sheshadri had a massive heart attack. That time it was, I didn't even know the language or the hospital or anything. And for here, why I went to SOS, they said, yeah, you have to go to Harappan Kita. I said, why these Indonesians, they don't even know normal for gas problem or anything.
So you thought it's a gas problem?
I thought, because he's also young, 38. So to get a heart problem, we never heard about somebody getting. So it is not, they are not only, like I thought, they don't know. Only Indians we know very much. Always think that. But he was the best person, that because he was sending us on correct time. And the doctors she's Dr. Sunario, still she's there, and I recommend him for everything. He was just giving the treatment for Sheshadri, but our friend circle, even though I was just only 1 year in Jakarta, they were helping us a lot because the children were very young. So I used to come in the night time to our house, and friends were taking care of Sheshadri every day. Like, they had like a plan, like one by one people were coming and taking care of him. So that support, I really, really thank all the friends those time who are,
Stood strong.
themselves. And the driver, till now we have him. His name is Andy. He was taking care of the kids,
Wow.
like 2 years, and then picking up and leaving them in friend's house when I was not there. So that I'm really, really,
Good for you. I mean, considering that we've spoken before as well, from that perspective, I mean, so Sheshadri sir had an heart attack, and post that you had just settled in, and then another tragedy happens in the family where you lose your elder son.
Yeah.
Right.
That, see, after this Sheshadris, then we were settling, and I was involving myself in fact, India Club also. I went early, 95, become the committee member. And here, starting Sloka class and Tamil classes I want to do something for the society always. I don't want to keep quiet. So I was involved in Chinmaya Mission for almost 20 years. So I was, lot of children used to come, 30, 35. The present, lot of people are still working, businessmen now. To see them, it is very good. So we were doing those things. But the first is riots. In 1998, Jakarta had the riot problem come. So that time the whole place was like, burning at a very this situation. But as an Indian, I always want to volunteer. So we just collected whoever wanted to go to India, or also with the help of our embassy, we made, at that time Air India was there. So we all made a plan to go to India. The same time we all just made a bus and then went to the airport early, then left for India. After coming back within a month, everything was set. But that time it was like a big issue. In 1998 May, this happened. Then after 1999, May, same, like we were planning to go to US, and that time one Sunday, it's a very fraction of a second it happened. My son, elder son, he was just having, from in the swimming pool outside, he was coming out, just touched the electric, this one, and sudden, it happened, like, instant, he just passed away. That was like,
how was he?
He was 13, he was 13 and a half, and he was in grade going to grade 8 inches, and the whole school and everywhere, our whole Indian friends and everything is shattered, and everybody was coming. And the one main thing is that time the embassy was very helpful. It was a Sunday, and they opened the embassy to have this passport cancelled so that we can do the other arrangements for going to India. So that was very helpful, and the friends were just stood that time also, everything, everyone, and 2-3 people came with us
To India.
to India, accompany us, and till that everything has happened, and then coming back. So I am really thankful for the friends who stood for us in those time, and then after that everything changed, and we were just thinking whether to continue in Indonesia or to live in here. But there is no job or anything else in India back
Back
home.
then, yeah.
So just came back here, then with a strong willpower and everything, continued to be here and giving back. And Seshadri joined. I mean, work also he joined immediately,
Mhm.
and he become more religious, I should say, after this incident happened. Usually it happens other way around.
Yeah.
People will won't, I mean, pray God, and
They lose all
they
hope.
lose all hope.
Yeah.
Why it should happen to me? Why me? Why God has chosen? But in this case, he has just changed, and he has just become so much devoted. And I wanted to mention you, just the year I came in 1992, the Pluit Temple Balaji was also installed. And I was the very, very first day, immediately after 2 months, I was called for a meeting to see that Balaji is there. We need to do some Homam Pradishta and everything.
Mhm.
So I was there for every other purpose, and with help of all our people from back home and everything, and the priest from them. Yeah, we did the installation, proper installation, done in November 1992.
Mhm.
So from the day 1992 till now, we are involved into the temple
Yes.
activities. So every week we go for that, and garlands and all we make from home, and it goes every week and continuously. The commitment,
Yep.
and we have been blessed to have to
No,
do
no,
the service for God.
Absolutely, it is. It is really amazing the way you and others in the temple committee perform these pujas on Fridays and Saturdays. I mean, I have been a regular myself for last 2-3 years, and it's very heartening. So thank you so much for that. Let's talk about your kids, right? So you have a daughter, you have a son. What do they do? What are their names? What do they do?
Yeah, my elder daughter's name is Supraja, and she finished her master's and MBA from US, Berkeley. She's a Berkeley graduate, and she was working in US she was away for 16 years. Now the good news is they have come back here. They are just going to start on their own. My son-in-law also is working here, and she has 2 kids. One is 6 years old and 4 years old, and they are very close to my house. That is also one of the advantage. And my son, he is also grew up. He is born and brought up here
In Indonesia.
in Indonesia. That is also another story. After my son passed away, within a year, the same day, same time, those people won't believe, but that is the truth. Exactly same day, same time, the son passed away. My son is born. So
Shriyat was born.
Shriyat was born. My elder son's name is Shrikant Seshadri, but just or any school, they call it as Shri Seshadri. So the same thing, we named him Shriyat, and he is also called Shri Seshadri in school.
Wow.
The same school he studied, middle school, high school and everything. He went to higher studies to US, and he was working in Facebook. But now he has come back also to start on his own. Jakarta, the Indonesia, the people, he likes them so much, so he wants to be here. He wants to do something from here.
Very nice, very nice. Shanti ji, you're also very active in social circles with a lot of cultural programs. The Golu which you do at your house is very popular. You've been the president of India Club, and you've been involved in so many social activities. How did this start, and how did it reach where it has reached now? So if you give us a journey of that,
Yeah.
it will be very interesting.
See, like as you say, like my mother is the same
Yeah.
thing. I also wanted to do from the beginning something to the society we need to give. So slowly started this Balviyar becoming, teaching the children and starting our language Tamil. And I'm always culture oriented. I am from India, even though you are outside, and wanted to do our culture, promote our culture is my own, that is my, I should say, like I should give our culture, and to Indonesia also, we can take back something from this culture and we learn so many things. But we also should give,
True.
tell them about our Indian values and culture. That is, I'm very proud about. So just slowly started doing all the functions at home, involving a lot of our friends. Like Diwali means we had a big gathering every year, and Navaratri slowly started. See, from my childhood, I've seen my mom keeping that gulu, and whatever we can do, like with a paper, with some bottles, we used to do some mandap and small things. We used to make some small river and with water. You don't get so much of money to spend on this Navaratri when we were growing. But we used to get first prize when we were growing. Rotary Club, Innovi Club, they come and just see, oh, it is very good. So that Golu theme and that doing a park is there in all of us.
Sure.
Of all my siblings, everyone are interested in doing this Golu. So even in my extended family, like my cousins and so many people, still they do this. So when I started here, it was like interesting. My children also loved it. So why not? I am also a creative person. I'm an artist.
Yes.
I do different paintings and so through the art thing, I started developing this Gulu as my strength of. So that wanted to, through that Golu, wanted to tell about more stories about our Indian culture, Indian epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and different stories of Krishna. And also sometimes, okay, enough of our religious stuff. So I was giving them Bali 1 year and Jogjakarta, Borobudur temples as a theme. And also sometimes, I kept our Pondakinda Mall 1 2. That time there was not.
So the theme of Golu is Pondakinda Mall.
No. Other than that, the park. What I say is, we always keep the traditional Gulu.
Yeah.
And also something we keep apart from that. No, that is my theme.
Okay.
That theme was there for my Pondakinda Mall also. And wherever I was going, visiting, like Europe means that year I went Santorini, Greece, and like that South Africa and US. So different, and I'm also good in, specialized in Rangoli. So wanted to different kinds of Rangoli every year. It can be like God, it can be different saris, carpet, like that. It will take, quite some time, 20 hours to finish also.
Yeah.
But I like that. I'm not doing for people should praise me or this, and that gives me the
Joy.
pleasure.
Yeah.
What is giving you the ultimate is that after finishing the Gulu, that gives me the full pleasure. So that continued. The last 10-15 years, I've been getting the International Gulu Awards for keeping the best Gulu.
Wow.
And that become like the signature of Shanti, means people are recognizing now as Gulu. That becomes so.
Sure.
Hope I continue that for some more time also. People like, I think the last few years, around 700-800 people come and visit.
Wow.
The last year also Ramayana I had, and many outsiders and Indonesians also started coming now. And before, when my children were studying in the school, they used to bring all the children like a field
School
trip.
friends. Okay.
School friends. The art department recommended for one particular day they were coming. And they were sending the children also.
Right.
So when the children were growing, they were not celebrating in the school Diwali. So I requested the principal from the school that we need to do this Diwali. So they used to give me a corner for the table. So we'll do the Rama story and involve the students also. Make them do the Rangoli. And
this is Jakarta
International School. But they appreciated that.
Really?
So they were appreciating our culture.
Sure.
And that I like to do that wherever I go to celebrate our culture and this. And children really, even though they grew up here and they grew up in US, they literally follow every tradition.
Sure.
And they enjoy doing that.
Very nice, very nice. Let's talk about more on the cultural side. So you've been bringing artists from India be it classical and pianists and musicians. How did this start?
This, see, in 2000 itself, like when Shrirath was my children were very young. Singapore, they had from CFAS, they had the cultural. They contacted me. If anybody is interested, like you can tie up there. You can. We bring a lot of artists. So why don't you also do here? So we thought, okay, from Singapore here it is easy.
Yeah.
According all the culture, like we have done, like the Saudara team, like 20 people come, and so many Urmila Satyanarayan dance program, and Sanjay Subramanyam vocal, and list of things. If you see, like more than 10-15 artists, and every year at least 3-4 artists will come, and Bombay Jaishi, everything. So it started 2005 until 2018 also. I was doing all the cultural every year. From music and for dance, Carnatic music, classical and dance, and also dance drama and some drama play, everything. See, even though we have a Tamil Changam and everything, but we are not that close to involve that. So I was doing with help of Sheshadri. His support was there full. He used to sponsor me. He never used to object anything, whatever I do.
Sure.
So my passion is also that to bring, and they used to stay with us, and there were a lot of people who were supported us for doing all these cultural events, and that I really, so people, even Sheshadri said, you are doing on your own, like Shanti, like a person, like without any association. Why not you be in the group, like club, Indian Association to do. So again, Mr. Nalin was there. He said, no, you will do. You have to do that. And then he made me the president of Indian Association. So I was there for 6 years. So through the association, I was bringing a lot of cultural activities and bringing between the bridge from South and North also. So bringing a lot of artists from South India.
Yeah.
And a lot from the combination also, like how we did last year, Mahesh Kali.
Yes.
And Sandeep Narayanan.
Yeah.
So the dance and everything was doing, and with the help of our Indian embassy also, we were doing a lot of cultural programs from beginning.
Sure. Very nice. I think we are towards the end of this conversation. So I want to end this discussion with asking you 3 things which you love about Indonesia.
People, their patience and their talents. Actually, anything you do, including the price, just one gift wrapping, you can learn. And just, they tie the hair, they put from French braid to so many style. There is no, like a parlor, no, even the maids who work for us, they are all highly talented and committed. And, I should say, like, they are so into the work. You go for reflexology or massage also, they will just do 90 minutes, 95. They don't even see the time.
Yeah.
So that much they are into the
very dedicated.
But dedication is the main thing
True.
I admire about Indonesia, and the patience.
True. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Thank you so much, Shanti ji. This was lovely. Thank you for doing this, and have a good time ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks our Indian embassy and Mr. Sandeep, ambassador, our Sandeep ji also, for arranging so many podcasts like that. So it is very great. I'm very grateful for that.
True. Thank you.
Thanks, Bipin.
Thank you.